Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Mitch. Hope you guys are having a great start to your Thursday. A great week out there so far. Almost to the end of it, so we're all thankful for that. I got you an update on what is most likely going to occur from most of the country for your Thursday, August the 18th. So we're rolling on through August, getting that much closer to September 1st, which I always consider the gateway day to the best times of the year. So we're getting there, folks. We're getting there. But got you an update on what is likely going to occur today. A couple things going on. We'll talk about it. Nothing too crazy, severe, anything like that. And then we'll briefly give an update on the tropics. We'll give a more extensive update in our evening videos, which we have been doing this week. So if you want an update, definitely check out last night's video. Not a whole lot's changed. One thing has changed, though. Some of the operational runs that the GFS was showing, and there was a little bit of a sign that it was going to do it last night, has really went away from these huge hurricanes out there and has really responded more so to the ensemble runs. So the operational runs have kind of responded more to the ensemble runs. I know that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to a lot of people, but ensemble runs is definitely something we look for when we're trying to figure out what's going to evolve in more of a long range way of looking things. So anyways, if you guys have not subscribed, certainly consider doing that. Like the video if you like it. It goes a long way in getting the video out there with me trying to grow this channel. And if you guys got anything that I can pray about, pray over, please put it in the comments below. It gives me an opportunity to pray over it, and it gives others an opportunity to do so too. If you've got a Twitter or Facebook, give me a follow on either one. It's definitely a way to keep track when things especially get active. You definitely want to follow along when we get into winter. For people who do, trust me, I have a lot of fun on there. I'm not always just super professional. I like to have a little fun with things and keep it respectable at the same time. So definitely follow me along there. But here we go. Stalled frontal boundary down here. This water vapor loop. Stalled frontal boundary down here. More moist air hugging the Gulf shores, Gulf Coast in general. A little bit of dry air tapping in behind it, but it's just a little slither, little area. Then you got a disturbance to the north, kind of pumping a little bit more moisture to the surface up in this area. But still a nice day expected in the north central U.S. with certain areas expecting some moisture for sure. But there could be a flooding risk down here in the Gulf Coast, the deep south, especially southern sections of those regions. But the ridge is breaking down, which is really good news for Texas. In fact, Texas could see a good bit of rain over the next 7 days. And I really think the beginning of this time period where y'all could see a lot of rain starts today. You guys could see numerous pop-up showers and storms in the middle of Texas, the drought-stricken areas. We'll talk about that in this video, so that's good news, actually. But there is a chance for severe weather, a little bit of chance right here in the middle of the country, including areas of South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, surrounding other areas. A little bit of a severe threat for southeast Georgia, northern areas of Florida, and then this area down here. There'll just be a chance of a damaging wind threat in these marginal risk areas, level 1 out of 5, right along the kind of just south, the boundary of this frontal boundary that's really stalled out over here. That's really just been keeping certain areas, especially in my neck of the woods here in the Carolinas and South Carolina, just cloudy. It was unbelievable yesterday here in Columbia, South Carolina. My weather station on my roof registered only a high of 74 degrees under just cloudy skies. It wasn't super humid. It was definitely humid. But, man, it put straight fall vibes out there. I'm a big fan of some cloudy days. We done had about 3 or 4 of them in a row now. But it's definitely been a cloudy week here in South Carolina. But anyways, enough about my state. The excessive rainfall outlook, there is a slight risk in a couple little areas that we watch out for. And this is just all due to you got this stalled frontal boundary that just is stalled. So when these boundaries stall here, you just got showers and storms that keep forming over the same areas. As long as it's stalled, that's what's going to happen. That's what happened and caused all the crazy flooding in eastern Kentucky a couple weeks back. Stalled frontal boundary. Things could get bad quick, but I'm not saying it's going to get bad, but I am saying there would be a risk of some flash flooding in these areas, especially the yellow areas. These are slight risks. That is at least a 15% chance of flash flood guidance being met in these areas. So whatever that is for your area, it just depends on how much rain you've seen lately. But I tell you, the watches and warnings, much more quiet for the central and eastern U.S. You got the flood watches up for the desert southwest. And I tell you what, remember 98L a few days back that made landfall in southern Texas? it has made the track across northern areas of Mexico and is actually going to amplify moisture in areas of Arizona and New Mexico. It's actually doing it right now. It's pretty impressive how it's held together. The spin on radar has been incredible. I wish I would have had it pulled up, but it has been crazy. It really has. National Hurricane Center update. This is within the next 5 days, but what we are expecting here is a tropical wave. We'll talk about this a little bit tonight, most likely. A tropical wave will kind of meander over the Yucatan Peninsula, over areas of Central America and Mexico, make its way into the Bay of Campeche, have a chance to develop here, just a 30% chance to develop. Talks on this has diminished throughout the last, I would say, 48 hours as models have kind of backed away from any kind of development. They were never really super excited about it, but there was always a chance here, and there still is. So we'll continue to watch this for sure. But I can tell you the rest of the Atlantic Basin, that has been the trend this hurricane season. It really has. Just things for like 2 or 3, maybe even as much as 4 days in a row, just pick up an activity, and all of a sudden it kind of goes away. That's why you got to be careful on sounding the alarm on things. That's why if you watched all of last night's video, I talked about, hey, do not get caught up on all these operational runs. Some people, and I don't like calling out anybody, but even on YouTube, even on social media, some people just post some questionable things, some questionable thumbnails. I try to stay south of that hype line. Of course, you want to post some thumbnails that's going to catch people's attention, right? And I'm going to be straight up with you. I'm going to be honest with you. Something that's going to grab somebody's attention, but you don't want to get crazy with it. And some people just certainly do. And let's hopefully that's, that we can get rid of that one of these days. But anyways, the southeast stalled frontal boundary down here. Not as much rain in this area of Kentucky, Tennessee. Could be see an isolated showers or storm. But this morning you're going to have numerous storms, just rain in general across Louisiana, southern half of Mississippi, southern areas of Alabama, the Panhandle of Florida. This will continue to sweep across the southern areas of the Deep South. Additional showers will form. You're going to have a chance of showers and storms even a little bit further north, but not as widespread. You'll watch out a little bit later. This is around dinner time. I mean, it's just isolated the scattered showers and storms along this frontal boundary. Anybody can get it. So if you're in this little area right here that I'm circling, you're going to have numerous showers and storms, and certainly in the peninsula of Florida, maybe some afternoon sea breeze storms that get going. And you could have some showers up here and some storms as far north as Virginia. I certainly think it's possible to likely, honestly. But rain today across the Deep South between now and around this time tomorrow morning, maybe as much as 1 to 1.5 inches of rain is certainly possible in areas of Louisiana, especially central Louisiana. But you notice there's a sharp cutoff between a decent, appreciable amount of rain to nothing as you get into Tennessee. So the southern half of the Deep South always considered Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, areas of Georgia. Once you start to get in Tennessee, maybe the northern half of Arkansas, always call that the Mid-South. Some people don't even like that term, but I like them. I think they're good geographical features to name here. Here we go, random pop-ups here. But appreciable rain down here in these areas, and certainly you get, if I look over here and we can look at states and look at Georgia, for example, a lot of rain could be expected, especially later this evening into tonight for areas of the whole entire southern half of Georgia. And maybe some rain could sneak all the way up into South Carolina. And this is the National Weather Service showing a lot more rain than maybe what the HRRR model showed all the way up in South Carolina. This would give, areas of the Midlands of South Carolina a little bit of rain between now and tomorrow night. And tonight, that's what I meant. Temperatures held down today due to cloud cover and rain. The only areas that will warm up good is areas of Texas before numerous showers and storms form. Pretty hot day in Florida, certainly expected, but cooler temperatures, below average temperatures only in the 80s. But it'll be very humid, especially when you get along this boundary and just south. But up here, a pretty nice day. Some cloudy conditions. The further north you get, the more you get out the clouds. But yeah, pretty nice day for really mid to late August standards. Moving forward here, you'll look at the northeast. This spin is still going on, this nor'eastern, just promoting a lot of shower activity in Maine throughout the day, the morning and the afternoon hours. And then by the time we get into this evening, it really diminishes. Maybe an isolated shower or two sneaks into southern New England. Not sure how much rain y'all got yesterday, but you can tell where the clouds, where the showers will be today, as Maine, areas of New Hampshire, Vermont will stay cooler today. Whoever has more cloud cover will stay the coolest. But once you get out the influence of the rain and showers and clouds, warms up to a nice, more so average late summer day across the northeast and portions of the Ohio Valley with temperatures in the 70s and 80s. A pretty nice day, it really is. It's been like this for the last several days now. My folks down here in the south central U.S., it really looks like as you're getting into just afternoon, into the evening, numerous showers and storms are going to form, especially the heart of Texas, even into west central Texas. I don't think there'll be as much storm activity in areas of Dallas-Fort Worth today, but I think your time will come here in the coming days. But I think there's a chance for some good rains in the middle of Texas today, right in the middle of Texas, Austin, San Antonio, maybe not as far south as San Antonio, but certainly some good rains in this portion of Texas. I think it's possible today. Now, not everybody's going to hit on it, but a lot of people will. Rain expected between now and tomorrow morning. Really likes the idea of this east central Texas area seeing a lot of rain, maybe as much as a ½ inch to 2 inches of rain. It just depends. But I mean, this is good to see, guys. It really is. So hopefully we can get a good soaking rain. We don't want it too fast. Ground can't absorb it out here fast enough because it's so dry. But hopefully we can get some rain here in late summer to really perk up the vegetation, the trees and things like that, the ones that have survived, because I know a lot of them have died, unfortunately. But the heat dome has been beat down. Therefore, the flow aloft has shifted south, and that's why you're getting these showers and storms. So you'll notice the uptick in humidity with these mid to upper 90s in Texas. But the good news is once these showers get going, I mean, you're going to see a lot of outflow boundaries, and it's going to cool you guys off nicely. But more average summer temperatures just north, 80s, maybe just some 70s, but very nice conditions north, not near as hot. North central U.S., maybe some showers, some storms could swing in. In fact, a big-time disturbance swings in, and numerous showers and storms could get going in the eastern Dakotas, especially eastern North Dakota, the entire northern and central areas of Minnesota, and then some storms could sneak into Wisconsin and then into the UP of Michigan. Some of these could be intense, so please watch out. And they might make it all the way into areas of Minneapolis a little bit later this evening as the sun goes down. But could be a pretty active day along this portion of the country. Severe weather outbreak, absolutely not, but certainly an active day with showers and storms. And a little bit cooler up here because of it, lacking thermodynamics for any kind of big-time severe storms, but you certainly could see a strong severe storm or two. But very typical, just summer temperatures out here, late summer temperatures. Nothing crazy one way or the other as far as below average or above average temperatures. Just your average kind of summer setup here in the Midwest, the Great Lakes region, and just the north central U.S. in general. Quick update on the tropics. Let me tell you, the GFS over the last 3 runs has backed off. The operational GFS, I'll tell you that, because the ensemble was, like I mentioned in last night's video, the ensemble never really had it. So we're around Wednesday afternoon next week. This is when, maybe the previous runs were starting to show a big uptick in activity. Notice you don't see a whole lot of anything. You see some waves trying to get going down here in the tropical Atlantic, but you keep this going. Here's a wave right here. Here's a wave right here. You're seeing some tropical moisture in the Caribbean, but not a whole lot of anything. But right where you were starting to see the development of a big-time tropical system in the Gulf of Mexico, you're no longer seeing it. Just a push of moisture into the Gulf of Mexico. So you're just not seeing really anything now, except a wave at 276 hours out. So listen, I mean, the euro has held strong, but not really showing anything. We've talked about this. I still think we're going to have something that's going to be somewhat trackable by this time next week. I mentioned that yesterday evening. I'm not going to back down from that. I think there will be somewhat. Am I talking about a full-fledged hurricane? No, I doubt it. But something that might be in the beginning stages of forming. I think we'll have something to talk about around Thursday of next week. I do. But the European has shown this the whole entire time. It gets a tropical wave off the coast of North Africa around this weekend, but it doesn't have it surviving. It gets wrapped in with dry air. The mid-levels with this dry air is just killing tropical development. It doesn't matter if it's peak hurricane season. It doesn't matter if there's a favorable phase. It doesn't matter if there's tons of rising air out here. They don't care. The dry air is just killing and limiting development. And sure enough, you get through the run. We're getting into around this time next week. And just nothing kind of sticks out. Now this is just a precipitation map. There might be some vortices out there. But I think there will be some low energy waves out here, and I think there will be an area to watch, maybe in the Caribbean and Gulf of Mexico. But I tell you what, the operational runs, just don't like it. So there's 4 areas to watch. One is this Bay of Campeche area. I'll give you an update on that tonight. Another is watching if anything can get going in the Western Caribbean. Another is this first wave coming off the coast of North Africa. And another is the second wave. Now it likes this second wave, but I feel like we keep pushing this further and further back into the long range. It never can, it's not, we're starting to get this first wave into the medium range, but it has stayed consistent with it being weak or either non-existent. Though this second wave, can we work this into the medium range? But we might not. But I tell you what, the second wave, the European ensemble, has many members latching onto this. So we'll see what this does. But hey, that's all I got, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll have you an update this evening. God bless all y'all, and have yourselves a great Thursday.